Audio log from Holodeck 2, USS Hopper. Running program CMO-Nursery 2.
That's a spaceship. It's a spaceship. It's a big spaceship. It's a perfect one.
Welcome back, everybody, to Captain's Log Supplemental. I am Chris, and as always, am joined by friends and co-hosts Rob and Stanford.
Hello.
Hey there.
And producer and friend Mariah.
Hello there. Hi.
What the fuck?
I forgot what to say. Everything's fine. How are you?
Land solo, yeah, nice. Oh, man. Well, for the uninitiated, we are a Star Trek rewatch podcast, cruising through all of Star Trek in chronological order. But before we get to that, how are we all doing today?
Pretty good. I got some movie shit to talk about.
Oh, because you went and saw Odyssey, right?
I did.
We saw the Odyssey.
We saw the Odyssey on Monday. We saw it as apparently as Mr. Nolan intended, 70 millimeter IMAX. It was the loudest experience of my entire fucking life.
Oh god, I already don't want to see this now.
It was like
after you get past the giant, the Cyclops, then it's not as bad. That was unnecessary.
No, it's not. It's not better. There's less bass.
I said as bad
after the Cyclops, maybe, but the loudness of the storms that hit a couple times was fucking a lot. And like, I go into the movie theater and I'm like, I don't think I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, it's a 3-hour movie though. And then like the bass from the trailers fired up, and I'm like vibrating in my chair. And I'm like, all right, I got to do the bathroom now. So I went to the bathroom, come back for the most terrifying trailer I've ever seen in my life, which is wild because it's a PG-13 like trailer. Like the movie was for the trailer was for a PG-13 movie, and it was a green box trailer. But it's this fucking trailer for some movie called Other Mommy. I'm definitely going to see it. But like, I was like, oh shit. Because Liam is at the movie with us. This is the first time Liam's ever seen like a rated R movie in the movie theater.
Yeah, I was worried about taking him to see this movie, but John, friend of the podcast, John, had seen it with his kids and was like, it'll be fine. Great. Yeah. I trust John. Watching those previews was the most stressful
I was genuinely
thing I've ever been through. I didn't know what I had no idea what they were going to end up seeing
because they show anything.
They show anything,
right?
And actually, that trailer wasn't appropriate for me.
It turned out Mariah. I'm like, ugh. And like,
terrifying.
I told Liam ahead of time. I'm like, yo, man, like, just to let you know, this is a rated R movie. We already had the movie screened, but trailers before rated R movies can be a little more intense, especially if you see like a red label before them. So like, you know, it's okay if like you need to take a minute or like you need to like just bear in mind then they're like fine, you know, whatever. And my kid's pretty unflappable, so I don't think they didn't like have nightmares or anything. So I guess they're fine. But it was like, Jesus Christ, Other Mommy trailer. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, watch that. You're like, oh my God. But the Odyssey, I'm like obsessed with the Odyssey now.
John's kid's middle name, by the way, is Odysseus.
And it came out on Sam's birthday.
Awesome. Nice.
So John's like, well, I have to take them.
Sure.
It was really good.
It was good.
It's really good.
I'm not convinced the 70 millimeter thing is, I don't know. I think I would have been fine with a regular like format. I don't think it added anything for me, but I'm not like a cinephile, so maybe that's why. But I was like, I could have seen this in a regular movie theater. It would have been fine. In addition to that movie, I also watched Cloverfield Paradox.
Hell yeah.
So you like that movie, Rob?
God damn it.
It was
Yes, I did.
My issue with Cloverfield Paradox is like there are two plots. There's the A plot, and then there's another plot that has no bearing on anything that happens whatsoever. Like,
the
all?
Earth plot?
Yeah, completely unnecessary. And like, not even being hyperbolic. If those scenes did not exist in the movie, you simply cut them out. The movie would be better for it. Like, that's, they didn't interact at all, the two plots.
But Stanford, you would have never known, without looking at the title, that it was in the Cloverfield universe.
Hey, I just cut to that last part where the monster shows up and you'll be fine. That's what they did in 10 Cloverfield Lane, because it wasn't supposed to be a Cloverfield movie, but so they tacked in that prologue or epilogue and called it a day.
So I get the impression that that's kind of what they did for like this movie too. I don't think it was originally supposed to be a part of the universe.
I don't know. J.J. Abrams apparently was all on board with this movie, so who the fuck knows? But it was, I don't know. I had some internal consistency issues with it, but like, it was fine. The acting was good. I liked all the actors.
Did you like the wall wiring scene?
Oh, that was pretty fucked up. Although, and like, Dude Man in his arm was a little silly. Like, it was a weird tone to strike.
It was, yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, so I watched that, and I think, is that all the movies I got? I think that's all the movies I got. This has been Movie Time with Stanford.
Man. Yeah, I've not watched any movies recently. Like, not like stuff on like Netflix or whatever, but like, that doesn't count, right?
Whoa! Poor Cloverfield Paradox. The Netflix exclusive movie.
Oh God. I took my first steps into a new novel genre over the last couple of weeks.
Is it romantasy?
I was going to say, you're into that romantasy now, aren't you?
Because I am. I am
is that
all
romantasy
over
genre.
Oh yeah, dude. What are you reading?
Right.
So here's the thing.
Hold on. Chris, you could just go ahead and check out. You're fine.
I started with ACOTAR because it's like,
shut the fuck up.
It defines the genre, right?
Okay.
Well, okay. It's definitely
Matthew,
one
be
of
quiet.
the defining. Yeah.
It's just Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, the first book is the most derivative. I'm going to be honest, man. You're going to like Crescent City way better.
Oh yeah, Crescent City. It's so good.
Like I was so annoyed by the. Okay, so it was better than the second romantasy novel that I read because I ended ACOTAR thinking like, okay, this is a very derivative story.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was expecting more spiciness after everything that I had read online.
Yeah, she gets
it just
bolder.
kind of wasn't really
books.
there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Read Crescent City.
The one thing I really did like, and like I'm starting to realize after like looking more into the genre, I guess Celtic mythology is really big in romantasy because like there's a lot of fairies.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of fairies and Celtic name stuff. Even the second book I read, Fourth Wing, everything is named.
Yeah, Fourth Wing. Did you like Fourth Wing?
No, it's terrible.
Okay.
Oh, no! Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Well, to be clear, it's not good. But, like, God damn, it's fun.
I saw somebody online talking about a book where some lady gets stranded on an ice planet full of, like barbarian dudes. Let me know when you get to that one. I want to hear what that's like.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I would also like to know what that book is, just out of curiosity. Because it sounds like the Ursula K. Le Guin book, but like sexy instead of contemplative.
Right. Yeah, like how was I describing it to Kelsey the other day? I was like, this feels like the Hunger Games with dragons in it.
Okay.
And extra steps.
And fucking, yeah.
And a very convoluted war college that would never actually accomplish anything.
Oh, like, it gets worse as the books go on, too.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to read any more of those. That one was so bad that I have checked out of that series. The dragons are the best part.
Yes. Yeah. And to be honest,
the unfortunate...
the other books are actually better because she doesn't spend as much time defining the admittedly pretty stupid war college, and she fleshes out the rest of the politics of the region. And like, speaking as a political science major, the politics are actually pretty interesting. Like, they're fairly well done. given what we're given the
genre?
like interspersing of fucking that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, like
have to deal with.
really,
Sure. That's your real
Dude,
thoughts on that.
by the third book, I was like, stop fucking and get back to the dragons. Like, I'm done with the fucking.
The unfortunate part is there is a really cool world built, but we don't explore enough of it.
You see like the glimpse of it at the end, but it doesn't start until you're like 80% of the way through the book.
Right.
Yeah.
The second book is much better about that.
Yeah, and like part of it I think is just inherent in the like, hey, these are a bunch of kids in college kind of deal. Like, you really can't see a whole bunch of the world when everybody's stuck between four walls. Like, some of them literally confined there like by law and because they're prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's I did appreciate she tried early on to kind of like give you hints that something was going on. But yeah, it's it's rough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's a good book. I don't really understand why it was so popular on Book Talk.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I had fun with it. There was like dragons and fucking, and I was good after that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to abandon it until the dragon showed up, and like Taryn immediately made everything better.
Mm-hmm.
His sense of humor, his it was really his humor that did it for me. That was really funny.
Okay.
I'm noticing a trend though, at least between these first two books. Is every like male lead in these just like a brooding like 13-year-old?
So no, usually they're brooding early 20s.
No, I mean mentally, like a brooding 13-year-old.
Nah, they're always brooding. Like, that's a thing.
I feel like sometimes the way male characters are described in these books are like the equivalent of how like women characters are sometimes described in male author books.
Oh, that was the other thing that bothered me about Fourth Wing. The character, Violet, is clearly just like an author insert.
Yeah, the author.
Like,
yeah. She's even got the same like joint condition. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's a complete Mary Sue. Like, she's just instantly good at everything she tries.
Yeah.
Like, she'll tell you, like, for pages, like, leading up to a fight, how she's a terrible fighter and she's awful and she's going to break her bones and stuff. And then she goes and kicks somebody's ass. Or, 3 people at the same time.
Yeah. So that's like 90% of the genre. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we don't have time. We don't have time to worry about all that. It's just
I'm going to draw a parallel here to anime.
This is very much a like, I would like to live the life where I get to fuck all these brooding chiseled-abbed guys who and have lightning powers. So I'm going to write a book where I get to do that for 3 fucking books. Like, yeah, absolutely. And like, more power to her. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, do what makes you happy.
It was, and like the whole not having enough time, Chris, 200,000 words.
Oh, they're not always short. No. Although there are
What made you decide to go on this journey? Like, what?
Just want to try something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been reading fantasy for so long, like essentially since Chris got me hooked back in high school, that like, I had taken a break over the last year. I've been reading a lot of science fiction, and I was like, what else is out there? And I just gave it a shot.
Yeah.
If you're going to try another book, I would suggest the first Crescent City book. I think you will like that more.
What about that dairy farm one?
Chris is bringing up all sorts of and now of course I'm drawing a blank. I'm like, what are some actual what are some actual good ones that you could read? And I'm just drawing a complete blank.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Because it's like
Crescent City had a good, like, ACOTAR. The first ACOTAR book is ass. The next set of books are fine, but like, she's clearly fairly new at what she's doing. The Crescent City books, she has refined her like style, and the world in them is interesting in a way that ACOTAR is not, because ACOTAR's world is pretty cliche and it's fairies, it's the different seasons, whatever. Crescent City is like more urban fantasy, so it's more like modern, and it's a lot more interesting. And there's a lot better like male characters. There's far more complexity to the male characters that makes it more appealing. don't get me wrong, she fucks. Like, there's a lot of fucking. Don't get, like, there's maybe even more. But, like, it's more interesting. The male characters have more interesting motivations.
Do they do anything but growl? Because if I hear growl one more time, I think my head will explode.
Yeah,
Look,
that comes up a lot.
There's only so many ways to describe the male climax, okay?
Fourth wing
That's
is
just
really
how he speaks,
bad.
Christopher. It is very bad. Like, I don't know why, but there are so many authors that can't just let their characters say something. They have to growl it.
Growl it.
They have to question it. They have to scream it. Like, people are allowed to just talk. Like, the reason why so-and-so said something is just, like, the default is because it's essentially invisible, right? Like, it just tells you, like, clearly who said something, and you move on with your life. But every single, like, bit of dialogue just has unnecessary descriptors behind it.
Oh, yeah, man. The other thing about Fourth Wing, too, is, like, if I have to read one more time about someone with their fucking, like, jaw-cracking yawns, like, stop cracking your fucking jaw so many times. What are you doing?
Like,
look, they were very tired
ticked.
from all the fucking.
Her jaw ticked. That dude's jaw ticked. I don't even know what a jaw tick is. Like,
jaw ticking. Yeah, I don't know what that
That's
is.
where you clench
I know
your
what she's
teeth
trying to say.
and your
Right.
your muscle kind of twitches a bit.
Right. But, like, unless you have TMJ, it shouldn't be clicking. And apparently that's just, like, the genetic default for everybody who lives in this world.
In the first ACOTAR, which she got better about,
I got nothing.
but, like, in the first ACOTAR, like, her bowels went watery a bunch of times. And it's like,
yes.
you realize that means she just shit herself, right? Like, this is not sexy. What are we doing?
Right.
I got diarrhea.
There's a lot of shit in yourselves, yeah.
All right. Well, before we get too much deeper into romantasy, let's do the purpose of this podcast and get to the Star Trek. Before we get to that, though, please rate, review, subscribe, tell our friends, do all those things that spread the word of the podcast. That helps us tremendously.
Oh, one last thing.
Oh, sure.
Congratulations, Spain. Fuck Argentina.
Nah. Bitch babies.
God damn.
Since you're not into the sports balls at all, I assume you didn't see any of the fallout.
I caught, like, people talking and complaining about Argentina, but I did not follow the game.
Basically, they got dominated and were huge baby sore losers about it after. So fun stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
see,
today's
the
episode...
nice thing about romantasy is that no one's a baby after being dominated. Like,
Sure. Today's episode is episode 7 of season 3 of Strange New Worlds. What is Starfleet?
Who is Starfleet?
How?
I'll do you
Starfleet?
one better.
Yeah.
Well, we start out with a voiceover from old Beto, whose actual name is, I guess, Umberto.
that's not how we start.
Yeah.
We start with that cool ass FOIA notice.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, we do get that, like, oh, this has been made declassified for the purposes of this
For all,
truth and justice or whatever.
For all of the rather strong words I'm going to have about this episode, I liked the framing. I liked the documentary setup. I think they did that well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Definitely something that Star Trek, not that I'm aware of, has done before. But yeah, after that we get a voiceover from Beto, kind of introducing the documentary. We get some Enterprise stats kind of flashed across the screen as well. Before a red alert and explosions.
And stats involved a lot of weaponry.
Yeah. I do have a trivia note here.
Oh shit. When there's some trivia you can't miss, it's a fun fact with Chris.
So while the most of the time Enterprise is described as a starship, this particular graphic describes it as a heavy cruiser, which actually originally the Constitution class was first referred to as a heavy cruiser in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, as seen on Chekhov's tactical console.
I
Did
did.
the Klingons call it a cruiser at some point too?
I did know that
Klingons do. Yes.
It was considered a heavy cruiser. I assumed that it was called that in like the original series at some point.
So apparently, the origin of this designation comes from the Star Trek Fleet Technical Manual.
Okay.
From 1975 by Franz Joseph. Yeah, that is the true origination of it.
Doesn't calling yourself a heavy cruiser doesn't really doesn't really give any credence to you not being a military ship.
Hey, we'll get there.
Hey, it's a starship, Stanford.
No, it says heavy cruiser.
Save this all for the deep dive, okay?
Oh man, I'm gonna be holding my tongue so much.
That's all right. We'll get quickly through the summary, and then we can spend all the time in the deep dive.
My first note after FOIA notice is I remember this episode being disappointing.
Yeah. So after kind of that little intro from Beto, we see Pike doing his like the first little interview there in the documentary, kind of towing the company line. We kind of cut through a few different characters. Ortegas doesn't seem interested in talking at all. Spock's very Vulcan logic-y about it. And then we see him doing some, what I assume is Tai Chi, and discussing some horrible childhood trauma that he went through. Yeah. How he like ran off into the woods and he was cutting into himself because he was trying to cut the human out. Ooh, good time.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Woo! Then he ends that with like, I've gone through much worse for Starfleet.
So I just want you all to remember, and our dear listeners as well, this is the tone that was set at the beginning of the episode.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely set it up one way, and well, we'll get to it at the end, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know if like for those of you who have not actually seen the episode, like I know John doesn't actually watch Star Trek, so which means our podcast has got to be fucking indecipherable sometimes. But like, the whole episode is set up like a documentary that has been made by Ortegas's brother. And he comes in strong with this thesis of they say they're explorers, but they're really kind of a military. Like they're doing a lot of war-y shit. And
then a lot of military things. Yeah.
He starts with these interviews with like various Enterprise members, and it's a lot of like sometimes the mission asks us to kill people, whatever. And the documentary format is making his point for him, which is how documentaries work.
Right.
And that's kind of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. So yeah, we get Ortegas explaining why they're heavily as armed as they are, and we also get a scene of La'an doing exercises in full leathers for some reason.
She's like, sometimes that means we attack first.
For the greater good. For the greater good.
Not a fan of that.
Una kind of does the same thing Pike did, kind of toes the company line. Uhura adds a little bit more of a personal angle. She actually makes a quote here, which is another trivial note, where she said, "Someone once said that space is dark and cold and full of death, and our job is to bring light, warmth, and bring life." This is apparently a paraphrasing of something William Shatner had said after the 2021 flight he took on Blue Origin.
Oh,
gross.
Sure. Yeah. But after that, we get some info about kind of the beginning of the plot here for this episode, about the Lutani and Khazar War. I don't know how you say it. Basically, the Lutani are getting their asses handed to them real bad, according to the infographic they provide. Well, just subtitled text on the screen that they provided. But the Enterprise is being ordered to what they first state as dropping some cargo for the Lutani on a planet.
Yeah, like aid resupply or whatever.
Right.
Everyone's like, what are we dropping? It's like, it's classified. Shut the fuck up. It's like,
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, they are. We quickly learn, though, that what they're transporting is some type of livestock, initially described as.
Right.
We get Ortegas explaining why they're heavily as armed as they are, and Beto keeps kind of asking questions to the interviewees, but isn't really getting answers. They're just like, it's classified. Or, I don't know, I'm just following orders, which is always a good line to say.
And like Beto's interviews here do a good job of pointing out that like the pretext of the mission is we are providing humanitarian aid to a planet that is ravaged by an ongoing war.
Right.
That is what was that is what was explicitly stated in the briefing. And when all of the officers were like kind of asking some questions about it, it was like everything else is classified. What you need to know is we're providing humanitarian aid to the Lutani because of this war they've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's a reason that Beto put that information here because again, that's a great setup for what ends up happening.
Right. So we kind of get this bridge scene when they kind of arrive at the planet for the quote unquote cargo. Also, during this scene, there's like these like, I don't know, like face cams implanted in everybody's workstation.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
well, if you read the little like words at the corners, they're like the station's camera. Like
they do have those.
Yeah, the idea being that there are cameras at every station when it's convenient. Although they were like real close-up shots, so I don't know,
right, like weirdly tight.
I hope no one leans back in their chair and they're just gonna be fucking invisible to these cameras.
Wait, so what you're telling me is that all of those times that Irem like went evil robot mode and had her eyes flash red, like somebody would have seen those, Stanford?
Maybe these cameras were installed after that.
Oh, that's because of that, right? That's
yeah.
Anyway, so they're at the planet, and oh shit, it's Space Mothra.
I think space whale dragonfly thing.
Yeah, it's Space Mothra. He comes up from the surface of the planet, and he can just travel through space now. It's pretty cool. I mean, he looks. I'll be honest, he looked pretty cool. I liked it.
I was down. I was down
cool.
for space whale dragonfly thing. Like I was on board.
So, unfortunately, he's immediately attacked by some Lutani scout ship thing, which immediately gets its ass kicked by Space Mothra.
Yeah, it does.
It does this, like, massive radiation surge that basically disables the ship, and then it starts grabbing it with this long tentacle thing. It was pretty cool.
But also the radiation, like, went through the little ship and fried the fucking pilot.
Yeah. They beamed the survivors from that ship on board the Enterprise. Spock also mentions here that he felt the creature's mind because, of course. In the sickbay, we see the Lutani who are just all sorts of fucked up, like just faces half burnt off and just basically in the throes of death. They didn't have a good time.
Yeah, she's extra crispy. Like,
yeah, the one that gets a speaking part, you know, she says, "Yeah, don't let them use Space Mothra," and then dies. Bleh.
Now, I like it. Like it does the classic like medical like flatlining noise. But if you look at the fucking readout behind her, it's like a big old word that says flatlined across it, which is very funny for like a medical readout. Like that is funny. That's silly.
Yeah. After this, Mbenga gets interviewed. He kind of dodges some questions about being ordered to kill. And then we see this this fucking
D&D character sheet show up for him.
Yeah, his character sheet. Yeah, it's a good description of what it was.
It's fucking codenamed the Ghost. Just shut the fuck up, Beto. What are you doing?
It is like kill count redacted, confirmed kills redacted. Yeah,
I found it odd that he like voiced that part over. That was a weird choice.
Yeah, because you're right. Because like I don't think any of those other like little info screens were.
And like I understand that they're trying to make that point, but that was a weird. Like you could have just made the text bigger in red or something. I don't know why we had to voice that part over.
Mm-hmm. He then does an interview with Uhura where he brings up her. Well, he asks if she was ever friends with anybody, which I guess is kind of a leading question to get to her roommate Elena from the academy. He's like, "Oh, did you know she died?"
Yeah, this is such an incredibly rude gotcha.
This was a weird one. Yeah.
Only
because like he didn't have a good point Like,
right. Like, what's the point? What is the point of your question?
Like, I think the point he was trying to make was that the Cayuga was sent on a military mission and exploded and killed your friend. Do you feel some type of way about the fact that, like, your friend died in a military operation? I think that's what he was trying to go for.
Wasn't the Cayuga the one that got blown up by the Gord when they were, like, helping out that one colony?
Yeah, it's Patel's ship.
Right, it's Patel's ship. Yeah, like, that wasn't a military, that wasn't even like a military mission. They just got, like, ambushed by the Gord and got killed.
Yeah, they got. Also, the true point of this is Beto is a dick.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
That is
no, he is assertive, and this scene I don't care for. But I don't think he was inappropriately asking questions before.
So this scene is especially bad because he has a personal relationship with Uhura.
So it's not.
It is very much he is taking advantage of, like, that's the way it feels anyway. That he's just very much taking advantage of that personal relationship to get her to give an emotional reaction on camera.
So yeah, there's like that level of exploitation there that it feels really wrong. But and like we'll get into this more later. My problem is the questions that he's asking, they're legitimate questions and that they should have been asked. And like I feel like this is going to lead into how we'll grade this at the very end. My problem is his motivation for all of this makes all of this just super shallow. And it ruins any meaning that it has behind it.
That's
the motivation that they give for it at the end of the episode. I agree. Yes,
yeah, we'll get there when we get there. I'm not. Yeah. I'm having trouble remembering 100% the motivation, so I'm sure it's in my notes later. So like when we get there, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we get kind of this angle, kind of peeking around the corner of Pike's room or whatever, where he and Una are on having a conversation with Starfleet Command. Pike is kind of expressing his apprehension with the mission now that they kind of know more about what's going on, what this creature is that they're supposed to be transporting. Starfleet doesn't care, though. It sounds like anyway. So they're just supposed to go forward with the mission. Looks like the Space Moth has its own propulsion, though. So they don't need to transport it, I guess. But Pike says it's cowboy time. Time to rope and ride.
Right. And so, like, well, before that, because I have a separate note about that.
Sure.
This is the point where, like, we find out for sure that, like, they were never supposed to be transporting any kind of, like, aid. It turns out this is, like, a weapon that's going to be used in the war. So, like, and the fact that it's like a living creature and a weapon at the same time is kind of against like Federation ethos, but I don't know that that's like against Federation law. So I'll give that one a buy because obviously they give a shit about what I think. But like, this is the moment where like everyone who knows what's going on, which is pretty much like everybody on the show with a name, knows now that we are not transporting, life-saving medicines or food or whatever. This is a weapon that is going to be used to turn the tide of the war. Like, that is the new information we just got, and that kind of changes the tone moving forward.
Yeah, a WMD, if you will.
Mm-hmm. It's effectively a nuclear bomb. Like, that's what that in the Star Trek version of that, it is a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, radiation, and everything. In the next scene, Spock and Chapel are talking about his kind of mental reaction to Space Mothra, or as they call him, Jakaru, I guess, is what this name was.
Jakaru, yeah. Well, it is a Jakaru.
The species, yeah. Chapel also identifies what she describes as a shock collar that has been implanted on the Jakaru to obviously kind of goad it into doing the thing that what the fuck were they called? Alani? Lutani, that's right. Lutani. Are supposed to be doing.
And this is in here where we find out that the thing is apparently sentient?
Yes, yeah. Uhura is saying that she believes it's trying to communicate, as evidenced by kind of Spock's picking up of its mental waves, I guess.
Which doesn't give anyone the pause I would expect of Starfleet. because like this is the same organization where like when
at least not in Starfleet Command.
When Janeway found out that the one nebula they were stuck in was a living creature, she's like, well, we can't kill it just to get out of here. These people are like, well, we're pretty sure it's sentient, but let's keep going with our mission. Like, no one gives it two thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, they give it a thought, because the next scene is Una and Pike discussing, Starfleet's orders and how they don't like it. But yeah, they don't waste a whole lot of time in saying, yeah, we just...
They really don't. And the only time that anyone seems to give a shit about the sentience is because they want to communicate to it so that they can complete their mission. Like, that's the goal. Because I guess it's going the wrong way, so they want to turn it back around because they can't just tractor beam it now that it's got its own propulsion. I don't know. The story got a little muddled here.
Well, Uhura wants to talk to it because they realize they can talk to it and figure out what's going on. She's not trying to, like, deliver the weapon. She's more just like, I want to get the creature side of the story, and we could talk to it, so we should try talking to it.
Yeah.
She's the only one, though.
She and Spock are trying to come up with a way to talk to it, which she does present to Pike as an option, but it's not. That plan isn't to fruition yet. So Pike says they're out of time and can't go that route. So instead, they fire a torpedo fire a torpedo at it, which just really makes it mad. And then
they shoot one torpedo, it doesn't really work. And then they're like, shoot another torpedo, which just misses. Like, that one didn't even
just
connect.
straight misses.
Just straight misses the slow-moving giant creature.
The funny thing about this is, like, earlier in the episode where Beto has the, like, armaments slide in his slide deck, he's talking about the torpedo, like, allotment. And they very specifically ask, hey, how many torpedoes do we have left in this scene? And they're like, 3.
Well,
it's like, all right, Beto, finish editing your video.
No, it's because they were firing a specific kind of, like, special torpedo that they had modified in order to...
Right, because it's supposed to, like, activate the shock
neural
thing,
dampener thing. Yeah, it's like a neural dampener torpedo. And they only made 4 of them, apparently.
So, but anyway...
Because later, Lon's like, why don't we just hit it with a full spread? Fuck it up. Like, yeah...
Yeah, so the Jakaru does its radiation wave and fucks the Enterprise up pretty good. And Beto gets kicked off the bridge at this point. We then get a scene following with the quote-unquote declassified bridge footage of what happened after that. Although really nothing really important happened in this declassified bridge footage scene. I don't know really why that was in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Afterwards, we get a scene with where we kind of have like what seems to be kind of like a hidden camera.
I know why it was in there. The bridge scene was in there because we can't trust the viewers, so like they have to actually show what happened. Whereas we could have just like continued with the documentary and found out about it later. But yeah,
sure. So yeah, in the next scene, Beto kind of hides the camera and has another conversation with Uhura, which once again, this is really the only person he's done this like predatory tactics with, which is really kind of gross, honestly.
Don't disagree. Although Uhura is also still kind of an apologist for what's going on, but like I don't disagree that the tactics are kind of underhanded. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's also the one who's like outwardly struggling with it most, I would say, as well.
Yes, not struggling with it completely, but the one who's doing it most, for sure.
But anyway, she notices the camera and basically tells Beto to fuck off. After that, where was I? Oh, yeah. After that, I guess at this point, Uhura and Spock's plan is a go. That's all done and ready to skedaddle. So they go off. So Spock, Chapel... I guess it was in Uhura, right? Or was there somebody else? It was just those 3, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. They're going to go out to this shuttle, go out to the Jakaru in a shuttle to try to talk to it, because that'll pose the least risk to the Enterprise and its crew. And by the way, this seems like a big shuttle inside. I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but like it seems like a lot going on in there.
The Galileos on this show are huge.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, they always seem super big.
Yeah. So yeah, like Spock's hooked up to some head device, theoretically telepathically communicating with it. At that point, a Lutani warship approaches. They are not super happy, and that pisses off the Jakaru, and he fucks up the shuttle. So we get the scene where they're, Spock and Chapel look pretty beat up, and Uhura's just kind of panicked and slightly injured.
I have a note here about Pike being a catty bitch, but I don't remember what he said.
I don't remember anything like that.
He must have been talking to Beto, but I don't remember about what.
Yeah, maybe.
Pike, I will say, this whole fucking thing, Pike was slick and slimy the entire fucking time. I don't care for Pike's. I don't care for Pike's attitude through this whole show.
Yeah, it was very... Yeah, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Uhura says the communication will work if they try again. She volunteers because she says, maybe if somebody's less sensitive to telepathic stuff, it'll be, won't be as bad. Benga says the Jakaru's brain chemistry was altered to focus completely on violence. I mean, sure.
Yeah, because I guess, the planet where the Lutani are breeding these things, they're, actively manipulating them to become these weapons. There's, some bioengineering involved.
Yeah.
Well, I think, this was, a prototype, and they were planning on doing it to the rest of them down on the planet.
Sure. Yeah. So, in sickbay, Uhura starts, communicating with the Jakaru. It doesn't seem like it feels very nice for her, because her nose, basically starts immediately bleeding, which is, just the quintessential Hollywood for brain things.
Brain stuff. Yeah. I just finished watching Stranger Things with Liam, and I'm like, Yep, I recognize that.
Yeah. Apparently, the Jakaru wants the Enterprise to attack it, so it will leave the Lutani ship alone. I didn't quite get the reasoning for this.
I think what's happening is that, it's self-defense instincts or whatever are dialed so high because of the engineering or the color or whatever the fuck. And but its mind is working independently of that. So it's saying, hey, attack me so that I can have the excuse to chase you into the sun.
Right. Sure.
It wasn't well explained. That's just kind of what my headcanon told me.
Yeah. It's tired of being a weapon, apparently, is what they said.
Yep.
It has been a weapon for one whole day, so...
Yeah. We didn't get Pike telling a story about how he had to put down a horse when he was younger, which I guess, no vet care around at the time.
Well, a rib punctured its lungs so it couldn't breathe, and it's a horse, so fuck it. But, this is a sentient creature. I don't think that's a very respectful analogy to be we should let it kill itself because I once had to put down a horse. It's I think it's time to let your Nana go because once I had to put down my dog. That's not the same fucking thing, man.
Yeah. So anyway, Starfleet Command's on board with killing it at this point. Sure.
No discussion whatsoever about suicide. A thing that has been discussed in several episodes of various Star Trek series.
Mm-hmm.
None.
You progenitor.
So yeah,
no, I mean the one where the Q wanted to kill himself, and then
yeah. As you had mentioned, the plan is to fly it towards the sun. We also get told here that it has kids, and it's sad for its kids. It doesn't want them to be weapons too. I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Pike says, "I promise it'll not happen." Okay.
Weird promise, considering you have no jurisdiction out here, Pike.
Hey, this is space colonialism. Shut up. Uhura reinforces her belief. So basically, it flies into the sun. They get to the sun, and then I guess at that point, the space whale is like, I'm close enough. I can do this on my own now, and just flies directly into the sun.
Yeah.
Guys. Sure. Okay, it's dead now. We then start to kind of get the final wrap up here. Uhura reinforces her belief in Starfleet, for the documentary.
The good
if
music,
not us, then who? We then get another scene where Uhura is talking, directly to Beto, and he says, you came into this, wanting to do a hit piece because you're mad that your sister almost died, in Starfleet. This is the part where it's we give Beto's motivation this shallow.
That is some shit motivation. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can buy that, like, Beto could have said, again, we're at the cowardly ending part of this. So
Right.
like he wasn't going to, but Beto could have said in reply to that, like, my sister almost dying opened my eyes to the fact that she did not join a peaceful exploration organization like I thought, like we all thought, like we were all pitched, like we were all told.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been fine. Not that that was the motivation, but that moment opened his eyes to the fact that there's a bigger problem here. Because that's absolutely reasonable. But, like, we're at the cowardly rah-rah troops America part of the ending. So,
Sure. Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
not, so yeah, it's like, yeah, I was just mad that my sister almost died, whatever.
Yeah, and then we get Pike contacting the Lutani and basically gives him the middle finger and says, "You're going to do what I say because I got bigger guns." I mean,
that is literally
that's not
what he
said.
said.
I mean,
literally what he said.
Pretty much.
This is gunboat diplomacy if it ever was.
Yeah. So as they're already getting their ass kicked by the other aliens, I guess they're on board with not getting their ass kicked by Starfleet as well. So. They, Ortegas then talks about why she joined Starfleet, and we kind of cue this happy time montage. And what this really reminded me of. So do you remember when Amazon was getting all that bad press about like dudes peeing in bottles and everything? And then they put out those commercials about
how
like
happy,
with their quote unquote employees saying about how great it is to work for Amazon. This is all I could picture during this scene.
100%.
Yep.
I have a side note unrelated to the story. Ortega's room, she's like working on like, I don't know, like a motorcycle or some shit. She's got like engine parts and shit everywhere. And it occurs to me that like we see several people's rooms and there's like shit everywhere. Because, like, these rooms are never where the action is shot, they never have to answer the question, how fucked up do these rooms get whenever they're in, like, a space fight? Because, like, the bridge gets thrown all over the goddamn place, but there's not engine parts and shit everywhere. Like, Ortegas must spend most of her downtime reorganizing her shit every fucking time she has to go back to her room.
Yeah, just books scattered all over the floor.
That's like the one thing that Enterprise did right was like that, like scrappy kind of Navy ship aesthetic where everything was like bolted down and shit. Like,
Right.
that's how it should be because these ships get bounced around all the fucking time.
Yeah, so that's how we end. We end his very, what started as is Starfleet a military ends with, I'm doing my part.
So there's a couple quotes I want to pull out here. One was Una saying, "We bring life wherever we go. That's our mission," which is funny because it literally wasn't. You were bringing a weapon, although I guess technically that weapon was also a life form. So like you get by on a technicality, Una, but like you were bringing a lot of death with that life.
Yeah, they also brought that life directly into the surface of a sun.
And then killed it. Yeah. Spock says that the only reason that Starfleet helps him explore his human half in a way that he couldn't on Vulcan, because you know how famously the only two things that a Vulcan could do is Starfleet or be on Vulcan. There's no third option whatsoever. Like that's it. And then the end of it, like Beto's thesis at the top was kind of like, what makes the Federation different from an empire? Why is this a starship and not a warship? Like, well, how are we distinguishing those? And at the end, he says, what separates a Federation from empire? A starship from a warship? And the answer was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm paraphrasing for the joke, but that is genuinely the point he said. He said it's the people like that make up the organization, which is
it's just the vibes.
Anyways, my final note is this may truly be the most disappointing episode of Star Trek I've ever seen. Like,
yeah, it was honestly the first time Strange New Worlds in a while has posed any type of interesting moral question, and then it just fucking shoved that question off a cliff at the end.
And then at the end was like, we're not going to answer it. We're just going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Or even leave it in a way that was open for discussion. You know what I mean?
Right. Like leave it at some. Are you okay, Chris? It sounds like you're fucking dying.
I mean a little bit. I'm all right, but like I drank something while you were talking and it went down the wrong pipe and I died just a little bit.
And it goes down the wrong pipe and then the fluids go behind your eye. So like you gotta fucking
that's how they got there. Yes, you get it.
See? Oh man, anatomy, man. That joke's gonna make no sense to our audience. So yeah, like they could have like at least left it off where like maybe the crew was like, I never really thought about the kind of shit we're doing out here, and sometimes we need to maybe take a minute. But they don't. Nah, they don't need to do that. It's the friends we made along the way.
So that being said, before we get too far down this road, on a scale of 1 to 5, 0 being threshold, what do we rate this episode?
God, you want me to go first this week?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm assuming we're gonna talk a whole lot about the episode in the deep dive, right?
Yes,
that's the plan. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it's a 1. This was incredibly weak. This feels like a softball interview with a dictator, and I didn't like it.
Okay, Stanford.
I want to give it a 0. I really, really do, because we're in problematic territory. I think in the end I'm gonna stick with a 1 because like I don't think it's as dangerous of a message as like Cogenitor, but it's fucking close. So I will also give it a 1. And again, like I'm gonna keep like I'm gonna hold back a little bit because I know we're getting into this in the deep dive. So yeah, I'll just stay at a 1.
Maybe okay. I had it at a 2, and the reason, and maybe this is because we've had such a bad run with Stranger Worlds recently. I'm looking for the good in it, but I thought the documentary framing of it was good, or at least a good concept. And I think it, like I said, it posed an interesting moral discussion once again for the first time in a while for this series. So it gets at least credit for that, but yeah, it just totally threw it in the dumpster at the end. So yeah.
IMDb also gave it a 2.
Okay. Well, I feel bad about that now.
Boop.
I just want to give a recommendation to all of our aspiring documentarians out there. If given the option to record interviews with a drone, don't do it.
Boop.
I hated the drone camera angle in this entire episode, even more than in the episodes that we've seen with it prior. It just kind of like hovering, and like it doesn't stabilize. It's just always kind of moving a little bit, you know? And it's always above people looking down on them, and it's not good.
I don't know, like the non-stabilization part, like that to me feels like, because I've seen movies where they use drone footage and it stabilizes just fine. I assume that's because like they use a non-stabilizing effect on the film in order to let the viewers know that this is drone footage, right? Because like drones can be very stable. That's not how drones work. So that's obviously like a post-production thing. They are always weirdly high up though.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we come back, we'll get into the deep dive on this episode. All right, welcome back. All right, so for today's deep dive, I just kind of wanted to get into, as we kind of hinted throughout the episode, into a discussion a little bit deeper on the question posed by the title of this episode. What is Starfleet? So the first question I kind of wanted to ask you guys is, if someone had never watched Star Trek before, and this episode was their introduction, woof, but would they conclude that Starfleet is a military or something else?
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like obviously the last happy fucking corporate elevator music part of the episode tries to convince you that it is not.
Right.
But like assuming
So-
that a person can combine the brain cells enough to like realize that that's all just fluff bullshit at the end that doesn't actually answer any questions.
So it depends on your media literacy, is what you're saying.
I guess
Yeah.
like I'm not even sure it's media literacy. Like he straight up tells you that, like at the beginning of the episode.
Sure.
And that's why I found this episode so fucking disappointing, was because like they set the discussion up properly. They did a good job setting up the discussion. Like, hey, it's kind of weird that this peaceful exploration diplomacy organization is so well armed and often comports its way in ways that we expect a military to do so. But then it just fucks it up at the end.
Like,
Right.
they called it the Klingon War. And in war, you send warriors to war against each other.
That's a key component of like the YouTube essay that I'm never going to actually finish, is like, it doesn't matter what other stuff you do. If you're the organization that your government calls up when they need a military, congratulations, you're the military. Like, that's how that works.
It
Like,
doesn't matter what else you do. Yeah. So
They're-
you can do science, you can do diplomacy, you can do humanitarian relief and exploration, but you're still doing the military part.
Sure. And like, those are all things that the US military does, but there's still a military.
Right. Yes. I was going to say, so like I've seen like, fors and against for, fors, rank structure, uniforms, chain of command, tactical training, those
are all nonsense arguments. Like,
Right.
like having a rank structure and a chain of command does not make you a military, because United Airlines is not a military. Like,
But the going to war part is kind of the big thing there.
the part where you have to do all the military stuff is kind of the part that matters. Yeah. And like,
and then against is always like scientific missions, diplomacy, humanitarian relief, exploration.
None of that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like the defining point, and this is like a political science element that like I was taught, obviously. Like the defining definition, that's a good speaking there, Stanford. The defining characteristics of a military include what is known as like state monopoly of violence against other states. So like the police have the monopoly of violence in terms of a state's own citizens, but when you are deciding who gets to be violent against another state, a military is who owns that monopoly, right? So like if a state needs to be violent against another state, it is the military who is used to do that violence. So no matter what else you do in your day job, if you are the one exercising that monopoly, congratulations, you're a military.
Yeah, but it's not like military throughout the history of the world have ever not done these things either.
Exactly.
As you pointed out. Yeah, the U.S. military does humanitarian relief. It does.
I mean, even
diplomacy.
Even the Roman legionnaires built roads, like,
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially like after the Great Depression, look at all the work that the Army Corps of Engineers did.
Mm-hmm.
So can you be both a military and humanitarian?
Sure.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me try to rephrase and see if I understand what you're asking. I think that a military organization can do humanitarian things.
Yes.
I don't agree that you can be a humanitarian organization and a military organization, because every time you are doing a quote unquote humanitarian mission, the fact that you are an armed military is part of that mission.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, like, it's not that you can't go send some medicine to a starving nation or whatever. It's starving. They're going to eat the medicine. Send some food to a starving nation or whatever. But, like, and this they actually set up a pretty good example here. Like, there is a war, and we have no idea in terms of this episode whether or not either side of this war is like it's just a territorial dispute between two nations, right? We as Starfleet can say we're doing a humanitarian mission by delivering some food and some medicine and stuff to the Lutani who are losing the war. But like, that's still helping the war effort.
That's still military aid.
Yeah, because like it's not a resource that the Lutani now have to spend. They can devote more resources to the military. And because we're not a humanitarian organization, we're a military, the enemy can't respond to that correctly. Because like, they can't just blockade. And not that this is any of this is legal or whatever, that doesn't matter. My point is that like, they can't respond because we'll shoot them means that this is now a military operation.
Yeah. So like I feel like there are three scenarios I think of when I think of like military humanitarian operations. One is like there are two ships in the US Navy. Actually, I don't know if they're a part of the US Navy now that I think about it. There are two ships that the US has that are like at least used to be military vessels. They sail them around the world, usually to places inside some sort of a like a health crisis, and it's really just a floating hospital. That's really what this thing is.
Yeah, those two old aircraft carriers. I know exactly which ones you're talking, because they fly helicopters off of them, and they have a bunch of hospital rooms and shit. Yep.
Yeah. So like that's one example. Another, like I was just watching a documentary on a lot of the U.S. Army Air Corps in Europe. Their like fondest memories are towards the end of the war when instead of dropping bombs, they were just dropping food all over Belgium and the Netherlands to help stave off the famine that ensued after World War II. It's like one of the proudest moments in a lot of their memories. And then like the third would be sort of like what the UN does, where they step in areas of conflict specifically to stop two groups from fighting.
So that actually leads me to some other questions I had.
Yeah. Like, you mean like, why didn't they just stop the two groups from fighting, Chris?
I mean, that wasn't one of them, but I think that's an excellent question. Like, at least the Lutani are clearly overmatched by the Federation, by, Pike's threats at the end of the episode. But at that point, is that diving into kind of that colonialism?
There is, yeah, and so that there is an interesting discussion that is constantly ongoing about the use of peacekeeping forces, which is what that's called, with the UN peacekeeping force.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, yeah, like if there is a war that breaks out between two countries, if I have a supposedly independent military and I'm like, I don't want this fight to break out, and I bring my military in to stop the fight from breaking out, that is in a way still taking a side, because wars very, very, very rarely break out between two equally matched opponents.
Right.
Because
wars happen because one group thinks they have the advantage.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's why wars break out. The only time that really there's like wars that are equally matched is usually like civil war kind of stuff. And there's all kinds of shit that goes on during civil wars. But like if a bigger country is attacking a smaller country and the UN peacekeepers step in to stop them from doing so, that is still taking a side in the war. Now, whether that is an ethical stance or a moral stance is neither here nor there. That is still a military operation. That is not a humanitarian operation. So, like, I don't disagree that peacekeeping force, like, I'm not 100% sure where I stand on the concept of peacekeeping forces. I'm pretty sure I'm okay with it, but like, I think that like it is naive or like willfully naive to suggest that like, well, I'm just stopping a war from happening is in any way not a military operation when you're doing so with military gear and tactics and armaments and threats, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what, like if that's what Starfleet was doing was just peacekeeping, they'd still be a military.
Sure.
You know, because like the UN has a military. They're called the peacekeeping force, but they are, according to the Geneva Convention, a military organization.
Okay. So, well, I mean, Another question I had here was, does this episode answer its own question? And I think clearly the answer is no.
Well, it tries to, like, it tries to say, like, what is Starfleet? Starfleet is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it.
And that's like, I think that's my primary issue with this episode. Because, like, I expect the episode at the end to be like, I guess I expected, I expect the episode's not going to end with like, yep, we are the military. And then just like, we start marching off to a German anthem and call it a day. I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Sure.
I expected instead for it to be like, we do a lot of kind of military things, but like, it's a necessary evil was what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
What they did,
they even do hint at throughout the beginning of the episode, right, with both La'an's interview, right, as well as Mbenga's, right? Because I mean,
right,
as clunkily as they did it at times, that's what they were trying to say, right?
But at the end, their point was like, no, we are not a military because look, these people made the right decision, and so the people are who make an organization. Therefore, the people decide whether, like, the people and their actions decide whether or not it's military. But like, these people made the right decision because they're the main characters and we like them.
Right.
How many times in Star Trek have people in Starfleet not made this decision and we've been like, oh, poo-poo, no, even though they're just following orders.
Well, yeah, as I say, even in this episode with the interactions with quote unquote Starfleet command that you never actually see, but they talk about, like at one point they're like, yeah, either transport it or take it. Like,
yeah, or else it's our weapon. It's like, Jesus Christ. So like, I'm glad that Pike and them finally got a fucking moral backbone and did something, correctly. But as an organization, you can't rely on that. And so saying that like, what is Starfleet? It's the people that makes it up is complete nonsense. It's complete horseshit. And it's something that like we get to do because we're making a TV show. An actual documentary inside the universe of Star Trek, it would be immediately considered to be just complete trash because that's not any kind of accountability that so an organization has no accountability at that point because it's just the individual people on the ground that matter. That's not how organizations work.
I think the other thing that bothers me is the moral question of this episode. It wasn't, so the moral question that they framed it as was, okay, this is a sentient being and we need to allow it its own agency. And, the Lutani clearly stole that from them and we need to give it back and make sure that they can't steal it from any future generations of the space kaiju moths.
You're saying that's the central discussion of the episode? Is that what you said?
So I think that, I mean, like of that part of the plot, yes. Like that, okay. That is how the writers framed that discussion. My bigger problem is that these guys are basically mad scientists that are creating mega kaiju, weapons of mass destruction, that they can unleash upon their enemy. And this isn't going to be a discriminate weapon, shall we say? Like, this is going to cause mass destruction on a like planet scale. And Starfleet's just okay with that. Not only okay with it, they're helping deploy the weapons platform, as it were.
Right.
And that's not great, Bob.
Right. And like, if you think about the episode, like what would have happened if everything had just gone smoothly? They would have delivered this weapon that Pike knew was a weapon.
Yeah. And it would have killed millions.
And it's a weapon of mass destruction. And like, Pike kind of shrugs that culpability on his part because it's like, well, the higher ups want, we're just following orders. We may not like them, but we should follow them. Like, we had whole trials about how that's not fucking true. Right? And like again, Picard loves saying fuck our orders, like that's the wrong thing to do. Like that's great.
Yeah.
But Pike's just like, well, as long as I inconvenient to me and my crew, I'm just gonna follow these orders.
Like I feel like that's one of the things that's really missing from God, I don't want to say all of Strange New Worlds, but definitely this season. There's just a lack of interest in exploring those discussions, you know?
Mhm.
It's like I said earlier, I feel like this is like the softball interview for a dictator. They're not really interested in the meat and potatoes of what this really is. They just want to answer the easy questions, you know?
Right. And like the documentary sets up the kind of central question of like, how is our Federation distinct from an empire? How is our Starfleet distinct from like a military? And, you know, he says at one point to Uhura, that like, that sounds like the actions of a colonizer when he's saying like, so we're taking a side in this war to make sure that the outcome is what we want as the Federation, even though these two people are not part of our government. They're not part of the Federation. We are taking a side in this war in order to determine an outcome in a war favorably for us. That's the actions of an empire. That's the actions of a colonizer, which he's 100% correct in. This is School of the Americas shit. Banana Republics, all that nonsense, right? But like, Uhura shuts him down because, you know, he asks a good question, but then like, you know, we get this like phrasing of like, oh, well, he's being kind of shady about it. And oh, he's the only motivation that Ortega's got hurt. It's like, no.
Totally takes the teeth out of the question.
Right. It's like the opposite of when like a villain in a Marvel movie makes a good point. So then they have to become so evil that we can't like sympathize with them anymore. Like, he's making really good points, and then it's like, oh, but actually, no, never mind. He sucks.
Mm-hmm. The motivation is completely selfish,
and we don't
totally
answer the question.
Like, yeah, exactly.
We don't answer those points at all. Because I think your central question here, Chris, does the episode answer the question? The answer is no.
No, yeah, nope, doesn't. Like, it sets up a good question and then completely abandons that question.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to point the blame on this, because like I feel like part of me wants to feel like some writer had a good idea. Some writer was like, hey, you know what? People talk all the time about how Starfleet might kind of be like a military. What if we had an episode where we explored that? And that writer was cooking. Like, that writer was fucking eating it up with all these goddamn questions and shit. Clearly wrote the first 3 acts of this fucking shit. Like, oh man, this is great. Like, hey, what if they're actually transporting a weapon and like Pike knows, but the rest of the crew doesn't really? And then like, oh, it's classified, but then like, oh, it's sentient and we don't care because it's like all this great stuff. And then at the end, someone in the studio was like, whoa, wait, what the fuck? And so they like
can't be the bad guys.
Yeah, and so then it's like, no. Here, I got a buddy who does corporate music, and I'm gonna rewrite a little bit of this at the end.
Yep, pretty much. Well, I think that'll wrap up our deep dive discussion on the episode. When we come back, we've got a little potpourri.
All right, welcome back, everybody. For this week's potpourri, we are going to play bad episode summaries. So I've gone through and made a number of bad episode summaries from all of Star Trek. And
well, we're going to be here for a while then.
I'm going to read them off. I only have 10, so hopefully not too long. I'm going to read them off. You'll get, we're going to have you guys buzz in. And whichever one of you gets in first gets to make the first attempt. We'll have you guess the series and then the episode title. So I've picked some pretty iconic episodes, so I'm hoping we can all remember the names of these as we go through them.
I'm terrible with episode names.
Okay, so I buzz in, I guess the series. I get it wrong. Chris gets a chance to take, right?
So when you buzz in, if you can give me the series and episode name, then you're golden. If you don't get... how do I want to do this? I'll give you 1 point for the series, 1 point for the episode name. If you can only get the episode or the series, then yeah, it bounces to the other person.
For the episode. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the chance to steal on either part.
Which is what you all usually do. I don't know why this is hard for y'all every time.
No, sometimes we don't let you steal like the cascaded answer.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I was just double checking. So like, if I say TNG, but then I get the episode wrong, Chris can come in for the episode for a point.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. First one. A Vulcan takes a personal day and things get complicated due to some family obligations.
That would be Chris.
Strange New Worlds Bakamuck?
No, that is incorrect.
What?
How much of it was incorrect?
Don't tell him.
Not all that much.
Well, I mean, did he get the series right or not?
Did I get the series
No,
right?
you did not get the series right.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Is it TOS and Amok Time?
It is.
Damn it.
It's funny, Chris, because I was gonna go with Strange New Worlds and then Charades, which is like the same plot based on like familial obligations and shit.
Yeah, I guess this one can go for a couple of different episodes. I think about it. You're right. All right.
I reset.
Next up, an entire civilization decides, let's make this one guy remember us using irreversible emotional damage.
That would be Chris.
Oh, well, it's TNG.
Yep.
Oh, shit. What's the title? God damn it. Fuck. God damn it. Oh, it's right there.
Fucking
shit, something light. God damn it.
Bullshit little flute time doesn't count, motherfucker.
Oh, it's totally left my brain.
Are you okay if I give it to him? He
can have it. He can have it. It's Inner Light. Yeah.
Inner Light. Okay, yeah.
Inner Light.
If you hadn't said something light.
Okay.
All right. Next up. The captain learns that the truth is sometimes inconvenient. The Federation wins, but nobody feels great about it.
God, that's so many episodes.
Jesus Christ. Captain decides. Federation wins, but no one feels great about it.
I don't know. I'm just going to take a guess and say DS9?
That is correct. Do you have the episode name?
Just no fucking clue, dude. Oh, wait. Shit.
Come on.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do you know what it is, Stanford?
I know what episode it is. I don't know if I remember the title very well.
Yeah, it's... Oh, God, I just looked at this the other day, too. I can't remember the title. So if you have a guess, go ahead.
We're doing made up shit for the Romulan, like we lied to the Romulans or whatever one, right? Like that's what we're doing.
That's what I was thinking it was. I can't remember.
What the fuck is the? It's not Chain of Command. That's that TNG episode. It's fuck. It's not Pale Moonlight. That's
nope. It is.
That's the other one.
It,
oh,
man.
Is it? That was it.
Yeah.
I thought Pale Moonlight was the Go Back in Time one.
No.
Oh, well, shit. Fuck me. All right. Yeah, fuck you, Chris. I'm so good at Star Trek.
All right.
It's already reset.
Thank you. A man meets his heroes and immediately makes everything worse.
Chris.
Is that Stranger Worlds, those old scientists?
It is. Good job.
Nicely done. My brain was in Enterprise with... him and his fucking the transporter guy in the wheelchair.
Well, my first thought was like Lower Decks because of meeting your heroes, and I'm like, wait a second.
All right. Everyone has a terrible day until the ghost ship decides to leave.
Ghost ship. Everyone has a terrible day until the ghost ship decides to leave.
That would be Chris.
I don't know the title, but is this a TNG episode?
It is.
Okay.
Stanford, you want to guess on the episode title?
Is this yesterday's Enterprise?
It is.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
What a pull.
Thanks. Wasn't your dad in that episode? No, wait. Was it Frasier? Was Frasier in that one?
Yes.
Oh, no. That was what's her face. It was
what's her face? Tasha Yar.
Yeah. Well, yes, but also the captain of the Enterprise C was that woman.
Oh, yeah, some lady.
Rachel or whatever. She was in Section 31 movie.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next up. A man with excellent hair explains why he should be in charge and everyone else is inferior.
Chris.
Chris?
That lower decks?
No.
Okay.
Stanford?
Man with excellent hair. Can you read it again?
A man with excellent hair explains why he should be in charge and everyone else is inferior.
Everyone else is inferior. Because when I hear excellent hair, I think of Pike.
Mm.
Is it Strange New Worlds?
It is not Strange New Worlds.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Damn.
Chris, you want to try again?
What the fuck?
Go ahead. Yeah. Just we
Oh,
both
okay.
swung and missed, so yeah.
So this is Spacey TOS. It's Khan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, that was good. Now that I hear it, yeah, no, that was good. That was the trouble I was having. Is like why he should be in charge because he's better than everyone. I'm like, who the fuck would do that? It's Khan. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Khan.
Yeah, I
Jesus
wasn't
Christ.
even
Yeah.
thinking about that. Yeah.
Fucking hell. He does have excellent hair.
He does.
That 70s fucking hockey hair kind of way.
The captain gets a very aggressive invitation, an unexpected new uniform, and a much worse job.
That'll be Chris.
Christopher?
I'm having second thoughts, but is it TNG?
It is TNG.
Fuck. What is the name of that episode?
Locutus? I don't remember the name of it. Fuck.
Oh, it's not Locutus.
It's not,
Stanford?
it's not the Borg episode, is it? I thought you were. If it's the Borg episode, then it's that's Best of Both Worlds. But I don't think that's.
Nope, that's it. It's Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking of is it Second Chances? The one where Picard ends up like back as an ensign with that like blue uniform because Q like sends him back to like an alternate reality.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah,
so
not
like
that one.
which I think that episode's called Second Chances, although I could be wrong about that.
I like how I'm getting the series on most of these.
I
and
haven't
you're
buzzed
getting
in.
the episode.
I haven't buzzed in first yet because like I'm not fast enough. That's not how my brain works. But as soon as I have some time listening to you struggle with it, I'm like, okay, I got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Okay. A scientist develops a very unhealthy relationship with the past and creates the galaxy's most stressful calendar.
What the fuck?
Chris.
Chris?
Wild stab here. Is this Voyager?
It is Voyager.
Okay.
Oh!
And once again, I don't know the episode, and now you're going to say it.
Yeah, it's Year of Hell. It's Year of
Yes.
Hell.
It is
Oh,
Year of Hell.
That's a good. Oh, that's fun. Wow, world's most stressful calendar. Because he's got that fucking thing. Yeah,
Yep.
that's funny. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
This is so funny. Just a hilarious
Just how
demonstration of
bad-
how differently our brains work.
Yeah,
right?
I need that last like narrowing of the category, and then I've got it.
man.
But like I just can't quite ever pull off the episode. or the
It's
series.
really funny because like we're on the last two here, and you guys are really close. Chris is 8, Stanford is 6.
Hmm.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Starfleet accidentally invents robot civil rights.
Chris.
Chris.
It's TNG.
Yep.
Fuck. Goddamn.
Dude, do you know remember any episode titles?
Look,
Do I know this one?
Come
Come on, Chris. I know this one.
God damn. That's sad.
I'm gonna blame my migraines on my brain not working. That's what
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
that's fair.
Yeah, disability. I don't know anything about that.
Oh my
It's Measure of a Man.
Measure of a Man.
It is Measure of a Man.
Honey, I knew that.
All right, so I can tie it up right here if I get
didn't
the,
hear
if
me.
I
Yep.
get the whole tamale.
Yeah. All right. 2 crewmates break the speed limit and interpersonal boundaries.
Chris.
Fuck.
Yes.
Now
Exposure
you at
threshold.
least-
I know that one.
God damn it!
This
I was
time.
like 2 crewmates break the speed. I'm like, I know. I couldn't find my space bar in time. God
Look,
damn
if
it.
I didn't get that one, I would be so fucked.
That was awesome. So yeah, with a score of 11-7, Chris wins.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Oh man. I told you at the beginning of this, I am terrible with episode names.
I'm better than I thought I would be.
I feel like the only ones I'm like decent at now are like the series we've done just because I've seen it several times and typed it out and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like overall though, like whenever we talk about episode titles, we always do better than I think we were expecting to.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
which is impressive because there's like 1,000 of them now.
So the only one we didn't get was like the the TOS one, right?
Yeah, Space Seed.
Yeah. This Star Seed or Space Seed or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, as Chris mentioned at the top of the pod, please remember to like, subscribe, share us with your friends and family, help spread the word of the podcast out there, and we hope you all have a great week, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.